Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to this very exciting moment, 100% live show today from the Experience Center in the Netherlands. So very good to see you all. Welcome. Like we said, a very exciting moment.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So this is the moment where we can show you the world, the newest Pentheon range extension. So as you can see behind us, we have a very cool line of new rescue tools available.
Yeah, you already know the 4 Pentheon tools, but now the range is complete and we got 12 more. So we now have 16 Pentheon tools. 16.
Yeah, it's amazing. You might have worked with those Pentheon tools already, the 4 standard tools that we launched last year. But today we are proud to announce that we have added 12 more tools. Like you know, with the Pentheon tools, it's all about speed. They are very fast when cutting under high pressure, spreading. That is due to the stepless speed maximization, the system inside making sure that it doesn't speed up or slow down like they used to do. But with the mechatronic system, we can just maintain the speed during the whole cut. So that we have now implemented in all the new tools as well.
Yeah, and what you already know about the first Pentheon series is that the battery management, also the on-tool charging, is all the same on the new Pentheon tools. So the back ends are the same, and yeah, they are a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. We can, walk them by and
but
show them.
Let's not forget, if the tools get smaller, they get faster. And important with all the Pentheon tools is that we have this 2-step control handle. So you keep control over the tool all the time, even with the very fast and smaller tools. But that's a good idea. Let's take a closer look at the tools that we will introduce today. Starting with the cutters. So we already know the PCU 50 cutters inclined, and we created the same with the 30s. So a very small, lightweight tool, only 15 kilos, ready to use, and a very fast, small battery cutter. Next to that one, we are now introducing as well the 40. So we had the 50, below we get the 30s as the small cutter, then we get the 40, which is a general purpose cutter with NCT inclined blades. And on top of that, we also introduced the 60, which is our big, mean, all-9 NCT cutter. So, like we said, it's very useful and very easy to have them in Pentheon as well. As you can see, very sleek design, easy to carry, easy to handle, and fast. But what do we have more?
Okay, let's go to the spreaders. If you see him, we've got them, the new 40, PSP 40 compact light. Also the removable tips where you can add the pulling chains on all spreaders. So the 40 compact light, as we all know, the PSP 40 and the PSP 50 and the PSP 60. So they're getting bigger, so they get more stronger.
Good to mention that all the spreaders now have the extreme grip spreading tips, right?
Yeah.
So no problems with slipping anymore, even with those tips pointing in other direction. Perfect grip, but we will show you later.
Yeah, and then we come at the Combi tools.
Yep. Combi tools, you might know already from the core, from the Evo 3 units. We do have the small lightweight spreader Combi tool, which is capable of a starting spreading of 4.9 kilonewtons. And then, of course, from there on, we go to a little more common, very good for road rescue, forcible entry, PCT 14. Again, it's still lightweight, but a little longer arm, so we have a bigger spreading opening. And we already had the PCT 50 with the removable spreading tips and the elongated tooth in the blade, so you can cut modern car shapes more easy. And now we also add the PCT 60, which is again a big, mean machine. Very high cutting power, a very big spreading opening. And of course, we do have added the removable tips here So we can easily remove the tips, replace them even with pulling chains if necessary. And also this Combi tool has the elongated tooth. So if you need to cut on a modern car, it won't slip out that easily, and it has a much better grip, therefore. And finally, we also introduced a lot of new rams.
Yeah. Like we said, we got the PTR 50, the double plunger ram. And now we also got the PRA 50 with a single plunger ram. The smaller ones, the PRA 40 with a single plunger ram, and the PTR 40 with a double plunger ram. All the Pentheon rams, you can add the extension pipe, a small one and a bigger one.
So that's also a new thing. We added the small extension pipe. We already had the bigger extension pipe, so together with the PTR 50, we can create a maximum length of ramming of 1.80 meters.
Yeah.
And now with the smaller one, it's a little bit more convenient. If you just need a smaller add-on, we also introduced that. All of them have the laser pointer, right?
Yeah.
So even in the PRA, so the single plunger rams, we have the laser pointer in it. So they help you with ramming, cross ramming, wherever you need it. And yeah, the smaller PTR, it's just great to have it in a smaller position, being able to create bigger lengths. And from there on, you can move further with an add-on, with an extension, and we can create bigger openings. So that is a very short introduction of all the 12 new models. Of course, we're not there yet. We want to show you more.
Yeah, we're going to show them on the car.
We will show them on the car, but you might be interested in how they are made. And the good part, we have a video of that.
Yeah, so let's take a look at a video of how the Pentheon tools are made. Let's Okay, and there we're back.
That was a short video of how they're made, right? We cannot show all the secrets from the factory, but at least you know a little bit of what we are doing inside the factory and how they are made. At this moment, as you can see, Q&A time. Is there anything you'd like to know? Any questions you have? Obviously, we will still use the tools on the car behind us. That modern BMW will get minced meat. But in the meantime, feel free to add your questions in the comments. We will try to answer them. At the moment, we see a lot of happy people in the chat box, which is great. Brazil is watching. I already saw Galin. Jane, RSK, great to see you here. Felipe, beautiful to have you here. Always good to have so many people from all over the world looking at what we have to show here. So feel free to add your questions in the comments. We will answer them. Anytime a question pops up, make sure you drop it in the comments. There's a Q&A session a little bit later in this video as well. So we will be happy to answer all your questions. If there's any questions, Let's take a look.
No, not at the moment. Only.
Just a lot of happy welcomes and happy to be here. Great. Canada's here as well. Good. Okay.
Maybe it's good to say, if you leave the comment, try to leave it in English, and because our Spanish isn't that great, and we see a lot of Spanish people watching. So if you can, try to leave your comment in English.
Yeah. If not, then Luciano Corso, our sales manager Latin America, will answer all your questions in Spanish. He's happy to do that. Okay, thank you. Let's move over. Can you order the cutters with the straight cutter blades? Good question, Steve. In fact, technically, yes. But at the moment, we have chosen to introduce them all in inclined. Why? We believe that incline gives you a lot of benefits, which the straight blade cutters not always can offer you. But depending on the situation, depending on the country, on the area, technically it might be possible, but I can't promise that they will all be available with straight blade cutters, since we really believe in the inclined. But it's always up to sales and the people purchasing. Okay. Will this be available later to watch? Yes. Due to the fact that it's a Facebook and YouTube live show, there will be a rerun available. So no worries. If you have to drop out, we feel sad about that, since there's a nice show today, but you're always welcome to watch the rerun. Okay. What do you think? Shall we get the tools to work?
Yeah, I think we go to the BMW and let's see if we can cut them.
I think I have a good idea over there.
Yeah?
Let's take a look. If we try to remove that back door, we can have our audience decide how we will do it.
Okay, so what you say is that we're going to remove the back door with the big spreader or the small spreader?
Yeah, well, I have a favorite, and I know for sure that you have a favorite.
Yep.
But maybe our audience can let us know what they think. So if you just post small or big in the comments, you can choose to take the PSP 40CL, so the lightweight, only 15 kilos, ready for use, or we can use the big beast, the PCP 60. So if you leave big or small in the comments, then we will see which is the most popular, and of course we will alter our technique to the tool we get. Obviously, we cannot do all the techniques at the same way, but in the end, I'm for sure that even with the big spreader, we can do the same end result as with the small spreader. But it's up to you. Let us know. In the meantime, we will just take the glass out, get our PPE ready.
Yep.
And then we know what you voted, and we will take the tool that you've chosen. So at the moment, it looks like small is going to win. So if you're up for big, let us know. If you're up for small, let us know, because we don't really care. Both of them are perfectly fine to open this door. So I just, you will pop the window.
Yeah, I will pop the window.
We have taped them with a little bit of pack X, so we can just take them out like this.
Yep.
And we'll put them in the dump. And let's take a look at what the voting brought us today. Let me just walk over to the screen. Small, plenty of power for auto excitation. Beautiful. Big, big, big. Small, small, small. I like to see the power in that small spreader. Well, Benjamin, I think you are lucky today. We might need to use that small spreader. Great. We will use the small spreaders. You can see that this is a modern BMW. It's a 6 Series. And I'm sure that we can open it with the small spreader. So let us get the close-up camera.
Yep.
And open the door and remove it with the small spreaders. Okay, so the small spreaders, we didn't really mention it before, but it has the same strength as the spreader we introduced last year. So 4 tons of starting spreader. So you can see the car is already damaged. I can start my opening here. I have full control over the speed with the 2-mode control handle, and I can just see if I have the grip. If I have the grip, I can speed up. Reposition it. Okay, so now we have it opened. We want to remove it, of course. So let me just break the hinges with the small spreaders. The good part, I can work inside quite easily. And I will start breaking the bottom hinge, so the door moves up. Real life rescue, this is the moment. Marinus is already getting the camera out of sight, so he can catch the door for us.
I will come back to grab the door. Yep, I've got him.
Right. So you can see that this last part, I did it on slow speed. I wanted to have full control over breaking that hinge and making sure that he would catch the load and not being, well, flying away with that door. So even with the slow speed, which I can show you now, we can create the full maximum pressure. I will close it. You will hear it building pressure, and you will see that stall light coming up. And that light means that we have reached maximum pressure. Slow speed. Even the other way around, I have full control. Close it up again, slow speed. And this is a battery saving function as well. So at the end of the stroke, there's no need for me to start building pressure anymore. That is just draining your battery for nothing. Same with the cutter, same with the ram. At the end of the stroke, maximum pressure, it stops working. Simply just rotate the other way around and it starts again. So this works for all the new Pentheon tools as a battery saving mode. Good.
Okay.
That was fun. So we have shown you the small spreaders and the big spreader a little bit on the ground. Just take a very quick look at all 4 spreaders once again. Sorry guys, I just had to take a sip. Talking and working isn't really something that we do daily. A little bit. Great. So, you guys were in charge of how we could remove this door, which tool we should use. Next up.
Yeah, next up we're going to work with the Combi tool.
Combi tool?
Yeah, Combi tool.
Then we do the front door probably.
Yeah.
So we will remove the front door, behind Marinus of course, front door of the BMW, and it's for you again to pick. So make sure that you let us know what you want to see. The big one, PCT60, please choose that one, Marinus is working with it, or the smaller one, PCT14. Both are great tools, again, same as what we had with the bigger spreader, the small spreader, big spreader, we have to here. Smaller Combi tool takes a little bit different approach than the bigger Combi tool. but in the end, with the right technique, you can do the same action. So please leave your comment, big or small, and we can decide what we will use for removing that front door. First, we'll take the glass out.
Yep. Let's see what's in the comments.
A lot of big.
They want to see the big one.
It's not because I said it, right?
Nice.
Okay, a lot of big ones, big
Big
ones.
this time. Okay.
Beautiful. PCT 60. We do see some 14s. Well, we might be able to use a 14 a little bit later, but for sure we can use the big one now. So we can see the difference a little bit in behavior.
Okay.
I think we can use the same technique pretty much. Just start opening at the lock part and work our way forwards. Wait a sec, let me get the mobile camera so everybody can take a good close look. So there we go, the bigger combi tool.
I break a lot, but not the lock.
So we are very lucky to be able to work on these modern cars. But as you can see, outer sheet metal isn't that strong anymore.
First I have to remove some plastics.
Okay, get rid
Because
of the rubber.
he flips over it. So that looks a little bit better.
You must know that probably normally this wouldn't be our preferred option. Attacking the hinges is most of the times much easier.
Now we got a gap.
Okay. So again, now we choose to go for that bottom hinge. So the door swings up instead of down. Okay. Let me drop the camera and help you, Marinus. Yep.
We've got the wires. That's even better.
Yeah, this is the Dutch way of cutting. Just pull them loose. There we go. Okay. So there was a little bit of fight with the thinner sheet metal, but in the end you can see that the bigger opening really helps you at this moment to create a bigger opening. You could bend the metal away and get a new opening to insert it. while the smaller Combi tool probably is easier to maneuver inside. So yeah, pros and cons of every tool, which we can use in different techniques. So that makes it challenging for us, for you guys, telling us which tool we should use. And then we need to adapt the technique, of course. Again, we showed the big Combi tool. We can take a quick look at the 4 models. So we introduced them one more time with a short video, and then we'll get back to you again. Good. So that was a very short video about the Combi tools. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to drop them in the comments. We're happy to read your questions. We're happy to answer them. For this moment, what we will do now is we will prepare the BMW for dashboard roll. So that will be from the B pillar to the A pillar. We will put a ram in place. We choose to use that PTR 40 with the extension pipe, so we can show that to you. In the end, you've already seen the extension pipe, you've already seen the longer PTR 50. So we've chosen to use that one, prepare it, put it in the car, and from there on, we will start cutting and give you a choice again. So stay tuned, make sure you have your keyboard ready, your fingers warm, so you can answer our question about what tool we should use for cutting.
Do you grab the tool? Then I am going to remove
I'll just take a sip of drink.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay.
I'll talk and drink and you do the work, right?
So this is
okay. So Arthur, I saw your question about spreading distance. We'll get back to you about that. Don't worry. And if you forget, feel free to ask it again. Let me get the tool in place, and we will look at the spreading distances. So we will grab that PTR 40, which means that this is a telescopic ram with a shorter extension insertion length. Together with the longer extension pipe, you can see that we can gap this very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it is in place. You can see it's a very short base position of the ram. Very short retracted length, so it's easy to get it in place. But with the extension pipe, we can even bridge a gap like this. And now we still have almost double the size with a double plunger, telescopic, to push that A-pillar forward. But before we can do so, we need to make some relief cuts, of course. We will make relief cuts in the lower A-pillar and in the high A-pillar to make sure we can push that whole dashboard forwards. So now the choice is yours again. What should we use? We have introduced the 4 NCT cutters. PCU 30CL, the 40, the 50 we already introduced last year, and the 60. So we would like to challenge you to give us the number, 30, 40, or 60, small, medium, large. Which tool should we use to cut that lower A-pillar and the high A-pillar? Small, medium, or large? Let us know. And in the meantime, we will remove that fender so we get a good, clear view on where to cut. Obviously, you don't want to cut blind, so you want to know where to cut. And for the people that just said, get the small Combi tool, this is a nice moment for you to see what the small Combi tool can do. Let me remove that fender with the smaller Combi tool, the PCT 14.
You hear on the sound the control that you have in the slow speed and in the high speed.
Okay, we've cleared it. Just cut it loose.
Okay, nice one.
And done. So you guys really know how to challenge us. Most of them are telling us small, small, small. Have you seen that A-pillar? You really know how to challenge us, right? But no worries. That small cutter will do. It only takes us a little more cuts, a couple of more.
Yeah.
First of all, we will cut it at the passenger side, so close to the possible patient in there. We will see how far we can get in from there, maybe from the other side. Of course, with the smaller cutter, they are faster. They're quite strong, but the blade opening is a little bit smaller, so the cut length will be a little less deep. So to make sure that we can cut it all the way through, we might need a couple more cuts, maybe a V-shaped cut so we can get in deeper. But let's see where we get.
Yep.
Let me get the close-up camera, and the ringers will do the work again. So this is the mooi, it's Dutch for beautiful. So this is a nice moment to tell a little bit more about that incline, right?
Yeah. You see that he is sticking out of the car, so we got I've got a lot of space to rotate inside the car. That's why we also can set the ram already in. So the car will never bend inwards, it always go outwards. Just like the cutter is also standing outwards the car.
And this is a perfect example of where that slow speed can help you. Make sure you have optimal control over your tool. Make sure that it's moving in the right direction before you go for full throttle. And also, especially with the cut Marinus is going to make now, you won't see the blade tips when it's closed. So that beep will help you understand when the cut is fully made. And don't forget, this is a new, modern BMW, as in from the factory last month. And it's undamaged. So creating a weakness to get that car bigger than original is quite a tough job when it doesn't have a crash. You can see that that PCU 30CL is just eating it like, well, it's nothing. Let me get to the other side for you guys.
Yeah, you see that I've got a little bit more space so that I can get deeper into the car.
So and those loud bangs that you could hear, those are telling me that this is a modern car with hard metal. There's a part of boron in there. And especially then, we need that control. We need to be able to control that cutters from rapidly moving away. So that slow speed option is really helping us as rescuers to keep ourselves safe. challenged us to do this with the smallest cutter we have. And obviously, if this would be our only tool, we would probably add a spreader to open up the gap and work a little bit quicker.
But not today, Ronald.
So for real life extrication, we would do this a little bit quicker with the spreaders, of course, just helping each other out. But yeah, well, you challenged us and we take the challenge and we'll cut it. Beautiful. Oh, sorry guys. Nice. What do you think? Do you need a hand from a spreader?
Normally I would, but not today.
There's a question if we could do this with the bigger cutters at once. Unfortunately, hey, I'm trying to talk here.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Unfortunately, probably with the bigger cutter, we couldn't make it all at once, since that the construction of the A-pillar, especially around that wheel arch, which I can show you in close up, especially around here, that is very difficult to penetrate and cut all the way through. Of course, the outer shell is easy. We can make 2 cuts and we're done. But you need to go all the way inside to the inner shell. And that might even be hard with the bigger cutter. Obviously, that would be easier since we can make a deeper cut. So it would save us some time. But yeah, hey, you challenged us with the smaller cutter.
I think if we cut it
Cut the
in
top.
the top and we start pushing, then we get also more space to get the cutter deeper in.
Okay.
So
let us rotate that ram. That's also something we can do very easily. You can see that even under pressure. So it's holding already the car. And now wait a second. Let me walk around so everybody can see what you're doing. So now with that inclined cutter, we can stand quite ergonomically at a comfortable level, have that ram in place and make the cut in the A-pillar. Okay, let me get that camera away so I can help you and start pushing with the ram.
Nice.
So I will start pushing with the ram a little bit forward so it can start ripping over or ripping open that gap. If it rips the metal, we're happy. But nowadays with the modern cars, with that small part of boron steel in it, hardened steel, you can see that they don't tend to rip that easily. So we might create a little bit bigger opening and he can follow that gap with the cutters.
Yep.
So let's give it a go. I'll keep watching both the bottom side of the ram as well as the top, so I know for sure that it's supported and it will stay stable all the time. And I will do this in slow speed, so I keep optimal control all the time. There we go. Still good.
I get some more space, but not enough. Yeah, that's it. This was exactly what he needed.
Yeah, beautiful, but nobody saw it.
Oh, you don't have
You
to
were
move
right
our
in front of the camera. No, okay. So he can see that big opening. So good to tell. Those rams, the telescopic rams, normally you can't extend them since there's a buckling effect. So with the new Pentheon series, we call this a smart ram extension. That means that the ram is adapting its forces to the extension pipe to it. What does it factually mean for you guys? It lowers its forces a little bit, so it won't buckle out, and therefore it's still very safe to use, and you can get maximum length at the moment you need it. But as you can see, even with lowered forces in a small ram like this, we can easily break a modern BMW like this with an enormous A-pillar, sorry. So don't worry, we have tested this over and over and over again, and the forces that we keep, even after extending it, are way more than you need for the normal day-to-day extrication. Good. So we have done this. You got to pick the tools, the cutters, the rams. Maybe it's just good to go over a quick video again to show you all the cutters and rams once again, so you know exactly what we introduced today. We're back again, sorry for that. Let's take a look at the rams, right?
Okay, here are the comments.
Real nice, that small ram. Yeah, thank you. We're very happy with that small ram. It's a good insertion space, and even with the telescopic, you can get a great length. So good to see you here. Good to hear. Okay, Patrick, sorry, too late. We just now see your comment about go ahead and use the spreader. Sorry, we'll do it next time probably. Good. Small cutters ideal for internal roll cage. Yes, Mark, indeed. This will be great to work inside the car and be able to cut that roll cage. So feel free to get a demo or contact us. No worries, we're happy to try that out. Okay, so we have finished that dash roll. Good part, what can we do more? You can see that BMW is a little bit damaged, but we can do much more to it. There's still a B-pillar, there's still a roof. So if you leave a comment, what we should do more, what technique, should we do a B-pillar removal, a roof flap, opening the trunk, whatever, think of it, type it in the comments. So we will be able to perform that. First pick the technique, afterwards we can always think about what tool we will use for that. So let us know what you would like to see on that BMW. In the meantime, we might be able to take a quick look at the video of the rams again. So you have seen one more time the 4 rams that complete the full range at the moment. Okay, good. I would like to see a B-pillar rip-off. Great rule. So you know that B-pillar rip is quite difficult with modern cars, but hey, we don't get a challenge out of the way, so that might be nice. I can see roof flap, B-pillar, and talk about seatbelt pretensioners. That is a good one. Obviously, today we'd like to focus on the tools. Of course, we can show you a little bit intel, but know for sure that you can follow our online training, Holmatro online training, which we do regularly, like twice a month. And we do have a subject about passive safety system, sorry.
Okay, we see Jason, he wants the larger cutter on the B
The
pillar.
lower B pillar cut. Okay, let's think about that. So that means large cutter on the lower B pillar rip off. That we can't do both, but maybe we can make a combination. Do a quick cut with the large cutter. But I think Jason would like us to see the complete B pillar cut, of course.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. First of all, let us peel that B pillar. So everybody's going for at least something with the B pillar. So we can take a look inside. If we find the seatbelt pretensioner, we can show you on close up. And then we can determine what tool should we use. Jason already mentioned, can you do the cut with the big cutter on the B pillar? Maybe somebody else like to see a tool, some tool at that B pillar. Be creative, think of what you want to see. And let us get rid of the interior trim. I will get that ram away.
Yeah, very good.
Let's take a look inside. So the seatbelt pretensioner is all the way down there. So I will get the mobile camera, see if I can show you the seatbelt pretensioner, but there's not a lot to tell since it's hidden quite far away. Obviously, we don't want to cut in it. Let's see if we can show you the seatbelt pretensioner. It's a little bit difficult, but there you can see that there's the the ball bearing system and the pretensioner itself. And if we go to the outside, it's basically positioned in that area, which is a good thing to know. So if we want to cut, we need to cut at least above. And the same for ripping. We can't push directly to that seatbelt pretensioner. So we can push on the rim of the B pillar. We can push on the outside, but not directly on that pretensioner. Why not? There is explosive charge, but there's also, like I said, a ball bearing system with small bullets, round balls, like a ball bearing. And those actually create the pretensioning system. If we start cutting or spreading and we damage that pretensioner, then those balls from the ball bearing system might fly away and hurt somebody. So the key is to not touch that seatbelt pretensioner with cutters, spreaders, or anything else. Okay, which tool should we use? Let's see what we have. PTR 40, Galan, great. Try to use, remove the B pillar by the PCT, which is a good one. B pillar removal, more common for patient access. Yes, true. So we will remove that B pillar. Jason wants to see the big Holmatro cutters. Yes, we know Jason. Very happy that he's watching us. Great to see you here. And obviously, we can show the bigger tools, no problem. Let's see what we can do. I think we can make that lower B pillar cut with the PCU 60.
Yeah.
And from there on, we can see if we can just rip it off. We can cut the top with the PCT. So we have shown both.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So let's take the PCU 60, the bigger cutters. Would you like to take the mobile camera? Or?
That's better.
So you can see that we position the cutters just a little bit above the hinge. We know for sure that there's no seatbelt pretensioner. The good part now is that there's less reaction force for me. So I can keep full control, operate it slowly. Just take a look inside. This way I could keep maximum control, just rotate the cutters around. I have already weakened the material, so there's an easy opening for me. I can just finish the cut. And by attacking that B-pillar from the back, so let me get the right camera for you. By attacking that B-pillar from the back first and then to the front, my blades really nicely fit snug around that B-pillar shape. So there's less of reaction force towards that cutters, towards me, and it's more predictable cut. Yes, I need 2 cuts, but it keeps it more safe and more controlled for me. I started at the back, since we assume that there's a patient in the front seat. Obviously, when there's a patient in the back seat, you can start from the front as well. By penetrating the cut like this, you create a weak point, you can flip the tool to the other side, and since it's already weakened on the outside by that first cut, there's more safe control over the cutter and it won't rotate in towards your patient anymore. So a little bit more control with it inclined. Due to that inclined, we can attack it from the front and the back. Otherwise, we should have attacked it at the front and probably make a V-cut or double the cuts left and right. Okay.
Okay.
Let's take a look at what can we do more. We can remove the B-pillar.
Yeah, the B-pillar with the Combi tool.
Yeah.
They asked, but was it the 60 or was it the 50?
Yeah, so leave a comment if you want to see the 60 or the 50 Combi tool. Obviously, we might be able to try that with the smaller Combi tools, but then it will be spreading and ripping since those are designed as spreaders. So they won't cut that easily. And especially with the PCT 50 and the PCT 60, we have designed that extra notch, which has an extra grip. So leave your comment. Let's see if we can, do we have a quick video or whatever, so we can have some time for you to leave the comments. And we'll get back to you within a second to show whatever you wanted. So leave whatever you want to see, PCT 50 or 60.
Use the 60. Okay, Roel. Use the 60. Large cutter. Oh, that was with the B-pillar in the bottom. So I think we have to cut it with the 60, with the PCT 60.
PCT 60.
Yeah, that is what Roel is asking.
Manual says 50, so uh-oh.
Now we get a 50.
Let's see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, if you see us staring like this, yes, next to the camera we do have your sign with your comments, well, our eyes aren't that good, so we need to look a little bit like this. Okay. Well, rock, paper, scissors, what will we do? You are 60, I'm 50.
Okay.
60 it is.
Nice.
PCT 60, okay. Let me get that close-up camera so you guys can see what's happening. So again, this is also a very wide top of the B-pillar. With an extreme wide B-pillar like this, you can see that it might be challenging sometimes. Of course, there's a technique to attack it from the side, and other ways with the removable spreading tips. There we go.
And he's loose.
Beautiful. So what I was going to say, with the removable spreading tips, it is easier to make the continuous cut all the way through. But if you can't do that, you might even use those spreading tips to just squeeze it. Since that's 60, let me get close to the 60 again. That 60, that is designed as a cutter body. So it has the same eye bolt as our cutters, right here, as you can see. So this is designed as a cutter, which means that it's very strong in cutting, or in other words, in squeezing. So with that Combi tool, if that B-pillar is too wide to cut it at once, you can do the technique Marinus just showed, attack it from an angle, or you can use the spreading tips to squeeze it and make sure that it fits your Combi tool a little bit better. Again, that extra elongated tooth that we can see here, that creates extra grip already on those B-pillars. But as you can see with this BMW, they are enormous, and then you need to alter the technique a little bit. Okay, what's next? So maybe you guys do have some questions or want to see something else. I have seen already something about a roof flap. The downside about us doing that dashboard roll in the beginning, we have cut the A-pillar loose. So the traditional way of a roof flap is forward. Well, our traditional way, I know that other countries in the world do it backwards. So we can do a backwards roof flap, but it might be challenging with just the two of us, since the weight of that roof is quite heavy. But we might try to remove the roof at least.
Yeah.
Open the trunk maybe. We got some Combi tool spreaders.
Remove the hood from the hinge side.
That's a good one.
That's also a possibility.
Okay, we will remove the hood from the hinge side. What tool should we use? Scissors always wins. Thanks, Wilco. I should have known that before. So we will remove the hood, like Steve said. What tool will we use? Let us know. What tool do you want us to use to remove the hood from that hinge side? And please do not say cutters, since it's easier with Combi tools or spreaders, of course. So which tool to remove the hood? You can choose from PCT, Combi tool, 14, 11, 50, 60, or spreaders, PSP, 40, 40CL, 50 or 60. Do you want to use the 50? Depend on the angle. Gary, please, I'm not sure what you mean. So when do you use the 50 depend on the angle? Is it the cutters, the spreaders?
The smallest one.
Simon wants us to see the smallest one to use to remove that hood, which is nice, challenging. PCT 40, which is small as well. Scissors always wins, right? Spreader 40, spreader 40.
Let's see the 40.
So then I assume you mean the 40CL. 40 is already a year old, but I'm happy to do the 40. Compact lightweight, CL, PCT 11.
Hey, Peter. PCT 11.
Okay. PSP 60. Oh, we need to use them all, right? I know a good one. So one side, you will start working with the PSP 40CL, so the smallest spreader.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I will start working with the PCT 11, so our smallest Combi tool.
Oh, that's good.
And the good part, I can spread and cut, so I might be faster.
Maybe.
So, starting from the hood side, it's always easiest to get your spreader or Combi tool in this way. Or you have a nice opening along the fender edge. Let's see what we can do from here.
This one is loose.
I'm happy to help you out. No worries. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So the challenging part for me was, of course, the maximum opening, not the force, since it's capable of pushing 5 tons at a starting opening. The challenging part was, of course, the opening. But with a little bit of help of each other, holding that hood up a little bit more so you can enter that spread a little bit deeper, it worked out. Okay, great. So I can see a little bit about cross-ramming the passenger side impact scenario. That might be a good one, Jason, but to be honest, we have used this car already for a photo scenario. So it was a little bit of fake. I will show you our mobile camera. But we have faked you guys a little bit. We told you that it was a brand new BMW, but sorry, we have already removed one side
For the
a
half.
couple of weeks ago.
For the half of them. It was new.
Yeah, it was half new car. Sorry, guys. So that cross-ram scenario, we will still have to get that to you one day later. Probably not a new shiny BMW like this, but let's see what we can do in the future. Okay. So I think we have shown pretty much all the tools that we had in here. One question that hasn't come up yet. The question that is always asked. Ooh, silence.
Yeah.
Go from seat post to B post medium ram.
You don't get them, a comment
do that.
about them.
Maybe, since we're getting tired. Maybe we can ask everybody at least make sure you get your demo. Very easy for us to say, of course, but if you're interested to use the tools yourself, they are available as of now. So your dealer locally, everywhere in the world, should be able to get those demo tools and organize it. Of course, battery capacity, Luciano, that's one of the things that is being asked very often. Well, they are the same batteries as we introduced last year, but now with the smaller tools, they are a little bit more energy efficient. Otherwise, a smaller tool might need to work on a little bit higher pressure, so it sums up, it levels out. So in the end, you can say that with one battery, we can make about 46 cuts on one of those modern BMWs without any trouble. How many cuts do you need on a real-life extrication? And if you think of having 46 cuts in one cutter battery, you also have a spreader with a battery. You also have a ram with a battery, which are easy to exchange. So even if you run out of battery with one cutter, then you still have the battery on your spreaders. But be assured, even with the cold weather, hot weather, we haven't gotten to emptying one battery on an extrication scenario.
We've got a question, Ronald. Do you have your diving suit?
I didn't bring my diving suit, but I brought something else. Wait a sec.
Okay.
We already hoped that you would ask this since we brought something special. Okay, so I'm gonna make some noise. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I just want to get
You do a striptease?
yeah, I'm just starting to sweat a little bit. So you won't be able to hear me that good, so Marinos has to do the talking.
Yeah, okay. Here we got the tool. And here we got a fish tank. And we're going to put the tool into the fish tank. And after that, we're going to swap the batteries. So that you can see that you also can swap the batteries when the tool is on the water.
So you can see bubbles coming out. Handling the water in. And just making sure it cools down again.
You see that he's also working on the water. I'm grabbing the mobile camera so that you can see from the front. Okay, put it on the water, Ronald. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now open and close it.
So yes, you can submerge the tools, no problem. Of course, this is clean water from the tap, so you can use these tools in fresh water. Well, Frank, I'm operating it as well. Maybe if Marinus comes a little bit closer, you can hear the noise of the tool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Very good.
come close so they can hear me.
Yeah.
Changing the battery is very easy. Again, just take it off. It's fully waterproof, so I can drop it in the water, no problem. I can have this battery, drop it, or I can just put it on the tool. Starts up.
Yeah, nice.
So, your question answered. Yes, they can operate on the water. Yes, we can change the battery on the water. But the most important part, what I was telling, this is fresh tap water. As long as you use fresh water, not a salty water, you can use the tools submerged, up to 1 meter deep. Afterwards, if it was a dirty water, muddy creek, make sure that you rinse them out just with your fire hose. Flush them with clean water, let them dry, and you're done. So let me get my jacket on so you can hear me again. Sorry for the noise. So, one question. Can it take 40 cuts in minus 20 degrees? Good question. And it's easy for me to say yes, but we have tried it. When we introduced Pentheon 1 year ago, we had a very big shipping container which was climatized and we could go up to minus 20. We had our tools inside the container for 24 hours at minus 20 degrees Celsius. Then we started cutting. And what we saw, one of the smart things in there is that the battery at minus 20 degrees doesn't want to give all the charge at once. It's not good for a lithium-ion cell to unload its charge at minus 20 degrees. So what we have done, we have a battery management system. If it's minus 20 degrees, the tool shows that it's cold. The tool will operate at slower speed, but still have 720 bars of pressure. But when we're using the battery and the cells, it starts to heat up. So when heating up those cells, we get that energy again. And we saw that we could make those 40 cuts at minus 20 very easy. It starts slow, it warms up, gets back to the old pace again, and you can just fully drain that battery as you're used to at normal temperatures. Well, normal for us. Any other questions you guys have? Feel free to leave them in the comments. Let's see what we still have. Jane, you say show them how to change the battery on the water.
Yeah.
We just showed. If you missed it, just scroll back a little bit on the live stream and you will find it out. About 4 minutes ago, we showed changing the battery. Anything else? What's the battery influence of weather and temperature? That's a little bit what we explained. We did the temperature test, minus 20 degrees, but also plus 46 degrees. And in both situations, the battery management system makes sure that the battery maintains in the normal operation temperatures. If it goes too high, the tool slows down a little bit, but still capable of reaching 720 bars of pressure. That means you can still make your cuts that you're used to do, but a little bit slower, just to make sure the battery is still alive and it doesn't drop out. Okay, any more questions that we have? I think we're nearly done. Good. Patrick, cut the steering column, not preferred for us. We might do it in a training if we can do it one-on-one with you guys. We we are not feeling for steering column cutting, since you can't see what you're cutting, and it's very difficult to reach all the way in. If you have a clear view of what you're cutting, there might be a chance that you could do it. But it's more about the technique, the fact that you can't reach it, than the fact that the cutter won't be able to do it. But I've never seen a rescue situation where I really had to cut that steering column. There's always another way to reach that goal. Okay, when will the PSP 60 be available in Germany is one question. Good question. For the facts, I just need to look at our management. Launch dates. As of now, you can get the cutters and the spreaders, right? And the combi tools. Sorry guys, just didn't know about the top of my head. So cutters and combi tools are available as of now. So if a German dealer orders them, they will be there within a couple of weeks. Spreaders and rams will be available a little later, I would say half July. So,
but you can pre-order. Can pre-order them, so you can be the first one to order them.
Well, Frank, if you want to order your own PSP spreader, you're welcome. You can pre-order it already. Otherwise, just contact your dealer nearby. You can find your dealer on holmatro.com/rescue. There is a dealer finder, and they will help you out with any demos or anything you need. Good. Okay, I think we are nearly done. Thank you, chat. Great to see that. So, like I said, holmatro.com/rescue. That will give you all the information. You can find everything about those new tools here. Like I said before, a demonstration. See if your dealer is nearby, see if they have the tools, and ask them to come by for a demonstration. I'm sure that pretty much all of our dealers are happy to travel with the new tools, since, well, these tools are just insanely quick, insanely good to have around, and especially next to the ones that we already had last year. These are just a great addition. A smaller cutter, a bigger cutter, they really help you. Okay, beautiful, Frank, thanks. One question, are the tools explosion proof? No, and that's very easy, very quick answer. It all has to do about testing, certifying, making sure that you have a certified tool and keep it certified. But the best part, we are cutting metal. And if we're cutting metal, there's always a chance of sparks. What is the reason to make our tools explosion safe when the action we are doing with it is not explosion safe? That's the reason why we have chosen, don't make them explosion safe. It's a lot of cost to make them explosion safe and recertify every year. While the job we're doing with them isn't really an explosive safe job.
Can all tools be used on the water? Yes, Luke. All tools in the Pentheon range can be used on the water.
Yeah.
No problem.
All the same. So they don't all fit in the tank at the moment.
No.
But don't worry, all the tools can be used on the water. Good. Then I think it's time to thank you for watching. We're very happy with all the guys seeing here. This was very exciting for us as well. Of course, we already know a little bit about the tools, but today we finally can share these tools with the world and show what they're capable of. Again, if you go to holmatro.com/rescue, you can read more about them, request a demo, find your dealer, and maybe the most important part, but we didn't tell.
No, we didn't tell.
There's something coming.
Yeah, there's really something coming, and we hope to see you all back on the 13th of July. Then we also have a big live event here in the Rescue Experience, and yeah, we hope to see you then. And yeah, you can also see those tools in action.
Exactly. So, July 13th, we are back here with a live show, even longer, even more information, and even more fun. Because today was about tool introduction. July 13 is about making fun, but also a little bit of training. So keep an eye on our social. It's going to be the same way, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. July 13, a big live show again. Well, thank you for watching, and see you later. Take a good look at the next video if you want to know more about those underwater tools. But from here, at least, thank you.
Thank you, and see you all on July 13th.
Good to see some of you are still here.
And
Yeah.
there are a lot.
What's next? So you were the guys that always watch those endings of the films all the way to the end to see if there's something special. Well, yeah, we've got something special for you guys. So you are the diehard Holmatro fans, or you want to know more. At least that's the reason why you stick around here. As you can see here, holmatro.com/win. We can, for today, share about 500 limited edition t-shirts. If you leave your contact details, your email address, holmatro.com/win, you might be the lucky one to get one of those limited edition Holmatro Pentheon t-shirts. And it's only for the diehard fans that are
Only
still
for the
watching
diehard
after
fans.
this final video. So
And
go
be
to
quick.
holmatro.com.
Be quick, but there are only 500 t-shirts.
Yes. So enjoy. See you later.
Bye-bye.